scene work that people don't understand. But thanks to Irene and you guys to get this stuff together. I'm Charles Perry. I'm running for District 83. I'm a CPA by trade. Been in Lubbock for almost 30 years, South Plains region. Wouldn't want to be anywhere else. My kids have graduated Tech. I've got one at Tech. My wife and I are both Tech alumni, and she's a teacher in Lubbock, and I am a CPA by trade, and I've had land development and other business experiences. So I bring to the table a business experience. I'm the only true conservative / grassroots candidate in this race. I represent the common folk out there. I'm not part of a machine. I'm not part of a special interest. I'm not being backed by special interest. It's time to do something different than the status quo. I will represent the individual. I'm about putting common sense in place of political correctness. I'm about replacing the special interest with your interest. I'm a surrogate voter for you guys. Your values will be my vote. You should not have to worry how I'm going to vote when I get down to Austin. My voting record will represent you guys. That is just the way I will operate. I believe that several things, the voter ID is a no-brainer. I would hope that someone with the legislative history and experience could have gotten that done. That has been presented in 2 other legislations with true photo ID under 2 different bills that did. One got out to the House and got voted down. So I don't understand what that's about, but obviously I support voter ID with the photo ID, and that bill's already been drafted by several parties and will be probably passed in this legislative session to get that out of the way. I think as a state, we are fortunate to be in a position fiscally where we're at. I think as a state, we're facing 2 legislative sessions coming up that could have negative ramifications. We could see our budget surplus be a budget deficit, and actually it's already projected to be a budget deficit before we ever start the process. It's going to take strong, vocal, bold leadership to keep the federal mandates coming from the federal government. State sovereignty has never been a bigger issue than what we're facing in the next 2 legislative sessions. We cannot continue to drink from the federal Kool-Aid and expect the state to survive. You know, we got into this practice, and we got here because of lack of leadership in so many different areas. But I'm here to tell you, when I'm down there, the one thing that you won't have to worry about is if it doesn't make sense for Texas long term, in a statesman's mentality, not a politician or someone worried about a career, I'm not going to vote for it. It's got to make sense long term. One issue that's not been discussed tonight is water. I think that if Lubbock does not start talking and South Plains does not start talking about water issues in seriousness and put a master plan together that probably extends out 15 years to do this, we will be in a position 15 years now as we find ourselves as a city wondering what we're going to do about water shortages. We got to bring that to the table. That's not what career politicians want to talk about because 1, it extends beyond 2 years. 2, it costs money. So we're going to have to get aggressive on our prioritizing of funding, but we can't make it without water on the South Plains. That is an agenda that's got to be dealt with, and I'm willing to bring that to the table. All of the conservative values that go into this, conservatism is not an ideology. It's a lifestyle. It's a walk of life. People that know me will tell you I'm a conservative, true blue conservative. You're going to find that at every decision I make. I'm Charles Perry. I'm running in District 83. I would love your support, and I'm looking forward to it.